Hi guys, this is Val, a proud member of BNI, Brave Newbies, and today I'm going to show you my 1010 Paladin fit for Blood Raiders. So in the highs, we have Mega Pulse Laser 2s. Highly recommend that you get the guns Tech 2s if you're going to fly a Paladin. Heavy Newt, in case somebody comes into your sight. Smart Bomb, you notice I don't have these 2 to 5, but highly recommend that you push them to 5. Bastion module, of course, and small tractor beam to pull loot in. In the mids, we have a cap battery, a Republic fleet, highly recommended. Cap booster, you don't really need this for the site, but just in case, you know. Your MJD, which is your primary means of moving around in Marauder, and tracking computer. If I was to bling anything else, I would bling this tracking computer, because for Paladin, range is pretty important. For the rigs, we are using large cap control circuits because the Paladin is a pretty cap hungry ship. Alright, the lows are the most important because that's a tank. We have a large armor repairer. This is actually somewhere in between an X-type and an A-type. So you don't really need to buy an X-type. You can buy an A-type, and as long as it reps above 1300 HP per cycle, you're good to go. So 1300 without fitting it into the ship, just looking at the module. These are your hardeners, 2 EMs and 1 thermal. I strongly recommend do not cheap out on your hardeners. I mean they cost 100 million-ish each, but they're very important, so don't cheap out on the hardeners. Get the core or the Corpus X types. And finally you have your damage modules. Instead of paying 80 million per pop for Imperial Navy heatsink, I highly recommend you just get some Gravit mutaplasmids and roll your own heatsinks. I found it for 50 million I get 3 heatsinks which are pretty much almost the same as the Imperials, so it's a good way to save ISK. Alright, I'll head on to the site and I'll show you the travel fit after everything ends. Okay, so here we are at the site, and what you want to do when you enter the site is of course switch on your hardeners, make sure your tracking computer is on, and set loaded optimal range. I usually split my guns to 2 so I could clear things a little bit faster and don't over DPS any ships. So this room is the longest. When you land, what you want to do is you want to MJD upwards at an angle about 90 degrees, so straight up. And then afterwards you will MJD straight down onto the gate. So sometimes I clear the frigs first when I just enter, but this is hostile space, so I want to get away from the warp-in point as quick as I can. So I messed up the alignment a little bit, MJD too early, but doesn't matter as long as you are 80 kilometers and more away from the acceleration gate. When you MJD down, you'll be 0 on it. And yeah, that's your primary way of moving throughout the rooms: MJD up, MJD down. So now I'm on Scorch. I'm trying to clear as many small targets as I can. The small targets are the things that make this room long. The battleships and the cruisers you will delete when you turn on your Bastion mode, so those are very fast. The Paladin's DPS, well, Marauders DPS is insane because they've been recently buffed or overbuffed in my opinion, so well, good for us. So now you see I'm MJ doing down, pointed downwards towards the acceleration gate, MJD back down, and here I go. So as soon as I land, conflag, turn on Bastion, switch on a Ripper, and just delete ships from the gate. Typically you want to go for the Harbingers first. The nuke pressure isn't that strong and I have a cap booster, so Normally I don't pay attention to that, but ideally the correct way is you clear the harbingers first, because they're the ships that newt you out. Right? So yeah, use your acolyte tools proactively to get on any frigs ASAP, and they will draw frig aggro. So pull them back when you can. Micromanage a little bit, and yeah, I'll see you in the next room. Alright, so I forgot to mention in the first room, make sure you don't kill the sentries. So you don't need to. Anybody coming in after you is going to have a tough time. So as soon as you land in the second room, you want to make sure you have Scorch loaded, preloaded, and you want to clear the 2 sentry towers ASAP. If you don't, sometimes a group of annoying frigates might spawn, and I don't know, it just makes the room longer. So you see, is lock up the sentry towers, immediately blab them, and you will be 12 kilometers, pretty close to the gate. So what I usually do is I slow boat to the gate, guns firing, and as soon as I reach jump range, bastion, and start clearing everything else. Okay, so we're at the final room, and as soon as you land, you'll be facing the station, which is the final boss. Find it about 40 kilometers away from you. You want to spam MJD as soon as you land so that you end up on the opposite side of the station, far away from all the other newts and E-War. Right, so just waiting for the MJD to spool. See, I found the station. And as soon as you jump, you want to turn on your bastion and your ripper and just go to town. You can see there's some residual turret disruptors on my ship. It will disappear in a while. Typically, if you align first and then you MJD, you can be in range to tractor in the cargo container or the loot that drops from the station afterwards. But if not, don't worry. I wasn't close enough here, so all I did was just bookmark the cargo container. When you are done with the site, you warp off, you warp back a minute or so, and site would have despawned, but the loot will still be in space. So this site wasn't that great. It was about 100 million. It was just the overseer's effect. But sometimes I've seen as high as 1.2, 1.3 billion, which is pretty good for 15 minutes of work. And if you bling your ship a little bit more, take some drugs, I think this can be done in 12 minutes, 13 minutes. It's actually Marauders are a beast now. The clearance times are fast. So that's about it. Thanks for watching the video. Oh, wait, I gotta show you guys the travel fit. Just give me a second. I will cut back into that. And yeah, enjoy. Alright, so thanks for watching that. Here's a travel fit. Quick one. 4 warp core stabs, 3 initial stabilizers to get you below 6 seconds alignment. MJD, micro warp drive, cap booster, cap battery still there. The only thing that's changed is an improved cloak, and basically you just make sure if you have an out to scout you out, that's the best. But if not, just make sure you check your intel channels, make sure you fly safe, and yeah, typically as long as you don't run into a gang of 10 guys, you should be good. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck with the loot.